The heart of Italy, a land bathed in sunshine and steeped in history, holds secrets beneath its rolling hills and vibrant vineyards. This is Tuscany, a region renowned for its Renaissance art, exquisite wines, and the lingering echoes of a civilization lost to time. Here, amongst the remnants of Roman glory, lies the enigmatic legacy of the Etruscans. They were a people of wealth and sophistication, their influence woven into the very fabric of early Italy. The Etruscans, masters of art, engineering, and a language yet to be fully understood, thrived centuries before the rise of Rome. Their cities, once bustling centers of trade and culture, now lie scattered across the landscape, whispering tales of a vibrant past. Who were these enigmatic people? Where did they come from, and what led to their disappearance from the stage of history? The answers, shrouded in mystery and tantalizingly out of reach, lie buried beneath layers of time. Archaeologists, historians, and linguists have pieced together fragments of their story, revealing glimpses into a civilization that both captivates and eludes our understanding. Join us as we delve into the heart of ancient Italy, seeking to unravel the enigma of the Etruscans. Our journey will take us through the remnants of their cities, into the depths of their tombs, and across the pages of their enigmatic script. We will explore their art, their beliefs, and their lasting impact on the course of Western civilization. Prepare to be captivated by a tale of forgotten grandeur, cultural exchange, and the enduring allure of the past. Long before the Roman legions marched across Europe, the Etruscan civilization flourished in the heart of Italy. From the 8th to the 3rd century BCE, they dominated Etruria, a region covering modern-day Tuscany, western Umbria, and parts of Lazio. The Etruscans were a confederation of city-states, each ruled by a powerful elite. Their wealth came from agriculture, mining, and trade. This fueled a vibrant artistic tradition. Evidence of their prosperity is found in their cities, adorned with temples and elaborate tombs. Their artistry is seen in exquisite pottery and metalwork. They were also astute traders and navigators. Their ships sailed the Mediterranean, forging trade links with Greeks and Phoenicians. Despite their undeniable impact, the Etruscans remain an enigma, their story fragmented and incomplete. Unlike the Romans, the Etruscans left us with tantalizing glimpses into their world through their art, architecture, and language. While their script can be read, much of the Etruscan language remains undeciphered. Their inscriptions offer frustratingly incomplete narratives. Scholars have deciphered fragments, revealing glimpses into their beliefs and social structures. Yet the full scope of their language remains out of reach. This linguistic barrier hinders our understanding of the Etruscan world. Despite the mystery, we can piece together a captivating narrative of the Etruscan civilization. Their story begins with the quiet emergence of a distinct culture in ancient Italy. Their origins likely lie in a mix of indigenous development and external influences. Some scholars propose they descended from the villanovan culture. Others suggest a migration from Anatolia, linking them to seafaring peoples. The truth may be a blend of these narratives. The Etruscans emerged as a distinct and powerful force in ancient Italy. They established thriving cities, cultivated lands, and mastered metalworking. Their society was more egalitarian, with women enjoying high status. The Etruscans were deeply religious, with a complex pantheon of gods. They believed in divination, seeking guidance from omens and animal entrails. Their religious practices permeated every aspect of their lives. Their tombs reveal some of the most evocative artifacts of Etruscan civilization. The Etruscans, shrouded in mystery, have long captivated historians and archaeologists. Their sudden emergence in ancient Italy, wielding advanced technologies, has fueled speculation about their origins. Were they indigenous to the Italian peninsula, or did they arrive from distant shores? The question of Etruscan origins has been a subject of intense debate. The scarcity of written records complicates the matter, forcing us to rely on archaeological evidence. Each piece of the puzzle offers a glimpse into a past shrouded in enigma. Before the rise of the Etruscans, Tuscany was inhabited by the Villanovans. Flourishing from the 10th to the 8th century BCE, the Villanovans left a mark with their pottery and burial practices. Known for cremating their dead, they used distinctive double-coned or hut-shaped urns, Archaeological evidence shows a gradual transition from villanovan to Etruscan culture. The villanovans left their mark on the Etruscans, influencing their art, architecture, and burial practices. While the Villanovans provide a local context for understanding Etruscan origins, some scholars point to intriguing evidence suggesting connections to the ancient civilizations of the Eastern Mediterranean. Linguistic analysis in particular has fueled speculation about a possible migration from Anatolia, a region in present-day Turkey, that was home to a diverse array of cultures in the Late Bronze Age and Early Iron Age. The Etruscan language, while largely undeciphered, exhibits structural similarities to the Anatolian branch of Indo-European languages, a family of languages that originated in the Pontic-Caspian steppe and spread throughout Europe and Asia over millennia. These linguistic affinities, while not conclusive proof of migration, suggest the possibility of cultural contact or even a shared linguistic heritage between the Etruscans and peoples from the Eastern Mediterranean. Further supporting this theory are elements of Etruscan mythology, religious practices, and artistic motifs that bear resemblance to those found in ancient Anatolia and the Aegean. The Etruscan pantheon, for example, includes deities with counterparts in Greek and Anatolian mythology, suggesting a possible exchange of religious beliefs. Similarly, Etruscan art often incorporates motifs and styles reminiscent of those found in Greek and Anatolian art, hinting at cultural interaction. The theory of an Eastern origin for the Etruscans, while compelling, remains a subject of debate. Opponents argue that linguistic similarities can arise through trade and cultural exchange rather than direct migration. They also point to the lack of conclusive archaeological evidence, such as distinctive Anatolian artifacts found in early Etruscan contexts, to support a large-scale migration. The enigma of Etruscan origins, like many historical puzzles, may not have a single definitive answer. Instead of viewing the indigenous and Eastern origin theories as mutually exclusive, it is perhaps more accurate to envision the Etruscans as the product of a complex cultural synthesis, a blending of indigenous development with external influences. The archaeological record suggests a gradual emergence of Etruscan culture, with elements of Villanovan tradition merging with new ideas and practices arriving from across the Mediterranean. Trade, a defining feature of Etruscan civilization, would have facilitated the exchange of goods, technologies, and cultural beliefs, exposing the Etruscans to a wide array of influences. This process of cultural fusion is not unique to the Etruscans. It is a recurring theme throughout history. Cultures rarely evolve in isolation. Instead, they are shaped by interactions with other cultures, adopting new ideas, adapting them to their own needs, and creating unique syntheses that reflect their particular historical and geographical circumstances. The Etruscans, situated at a geographical crossroads in the heart of the Mediterranean, were ideally positioned to benefit from such cultural exchange. Their open approach to trade and their willingness to adopt and adapt foreign ideas contributed to their rise as a vibrant and sophisticated civilization. As the Etruscans consolidated their presence in central Italy, they established a network of independent city-states that would become the backbone of their civilization. These city-states, each ruled by a powerful elite, formed a loose confederation bound by shared cultural practices, religious beliefs, and a common language. Among the most prominent Etruscan city-states were Tarquinia, Cerveteri, Veii, Vulci, and Arretium, each leaving behind a rich legacy of art, architecture, and burial practices. These cities, strategically located along trade routes and boasting fertile agricultural land, prospered through a combination of agriculture, craftsmanship, and extensive trade networks that stretched across the Mediterranean. The Etruscans were skilled metalworkers, their bronze and gold artifacts coveted throughout the ancient world. They were also adept at pottery, producing a wide range of vessels, figurines, and sarcophagi adorned with intricate designs and vibrant colors. Their artistic achievements, influenced by both Greek and Eastern motifs, reflect a sophisticated aesthetic sensibility and a mastery of various artistic techniques. The rise of Etruscan city-states marked a pivotal moment in their history. It was during this period that they established their dominance over central Italy, accumulating wealth, forging alliances, and developing a distinctive cultural identity that would leave an enduring mark on the Italian peninsula and influence the course of Western civilization. Imagine stepping into a grand museum, surrounded by the relics of a vanished civilization. The Etruscan language, a non-Indo-European tongue, stands as an island unto itself in the linguistic landscape of ancient Italy. Deciphering a lost language is a monumental task requiring a rare blend of linguistic expertise, historical knowledge, and a healthy dose of intuition. Despite the challenges of decipherment, the fragments of Etruscan writing that have been successfully interpreted offer tantalizing glimpses into the lives, beliefs, and societal structures of this fascinating civilization. The quest to decipher the Etruscan language is not merely an academic exercise, it is a testament to the enduring power of the written word. The Etruscans, like many ancient civilizations, viewed death not as an end but as a transition, a passage into another realm where life continued in a transformed state. Stepping into an Etruscan tomb is like stepping into another world, a subterranean realm where the veil between the living and the dead seems to thin. One of the most recurring motifs in Etruscan funerary art is the banquet scene. Etruscan art, while influenced by Greek and Eastern motifs, developed a distinctive style characterized by its vibrancy, emotional expressiveness, and celebration of life's pleasures. The Etruscan civilization, though eventually absorbed by the rising power of Rome, left an indelible mark on the Italian peninsula and beyond. The rise of Rome, from villages on the Tiber River to a mighty empire, is a tale often told. Yet this narrative often overlooks the profound influence of the Etruscans, who shaped the cultural, political, and religious landscape of early Rome. The Etruscans held sway over central Italy, influencing the emerging Roman state. Etruscan kings ruled Rome, leaving their mark on its institutions and architecture. Etruscan artisans influenced Roman art and architecture. Their religious practices shaped Roman beliefs. Romans adapted Etruscan ideas to suit their needs. They adopted Etruscan innovations in engineering and urban planning. Etruscan culture permeated Roman society, shaping Western civilization. The Etruscans, renowned for their engineering prowess and architectural innovations, left an indelible mark on the Roman architectural landscape. Their influence can be seen in the grand temples, public buildings, and even the humble dwellings of early Rome, reflecting a shared aesthetic sensibility and a willingness on the part of the Romans to adapt and refine Etruscan architectural principles. Etruscan temples, perched atop high podiums and accessed by a flight of stairs, served as both religious sanctuaries and symbols of civic pride. Their distinctive design, characterized by a deep porch supported by columns, a triple cellar plan with 3 separate chambers for the principal deities, and terracotta decorations adorning the roof and eaves, differed markedly from the earlier Greek temples that had influenced much of Etruscan art and architecture. The Romans, impressed by the grandeur and symbolism of Etruscan temples, readily adopted and adapted their design principles. The Temple of Jupiter. Optimus Maximus, on the Capitoline Hill, one of the most important temples in ancient Rome, was built according to Etruscan specifications, reflecting the influence of Etruscan religious practices and their concept of a tripartite deity. Beyond temples, the Etruscans also introduced the Romans to the concept of the basilica, a large rectangular building used for public gatherings, legal proceedings, and commercial transactions. The basilica, with its spacious interior and its ability to accommodate large crowds, proved to be an ideal architectural form for the burgeoning Roman state, evolving over time into the grand basilicas that would serve as centers of civic and religious life throughout the Roman Empire. The roar of the crowd, the clash of steel, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The gladiatorial games of ancient Rome, spectacles of both brutality and entertainment, have captivated the imagination for centuries. Yet, the origins of these games, often seen as quintessentially Roman, can be traced back to the Etruscans and their complex funerary rituals. The Etruscans, like many ancient cultures, believed in honoring the dead through elaborate ceremonies and offerings. One such ritual involved staging combats between warriors over the tombs of fallen heroes, a symbolic act of sacrifice and a way of appeasing the spirits of the deceased. These combats, initially somber affairs with a religious significance, gradually evolved into more elaborate spectacles, incorporating elements of entertainment and drawing large crowds. The Romans, known for their martial prowess and their fascination with spectacle, readily adopted and transformed these Etruscan funerary rituals into the gladiatorial games that would become a defining feature of Roman society. The games, held in specially constructed arenas, evolved into elaborate events, featuring a variety of combatants, exotic animals, and theatrical stagecraft, designed to thrill and amaze the masses. While the Romans stripped the gladiatorial games of their original religious significance, transforming them into forms of entertainment and displays of imperial power, the Etruscan influence remained evident in the rituals surrounding the games, such as the ceremonial procession of gladiators, the use of music and costumes, and the symbolic sacrifice of animals. Section 4. Political structures, kings, consuls, and the legacy of Etruscan rule. The Roman Republic, with its emphasis on civic duty, the rule of law, and the balance of power, stands in stark contrast to the monarchies that dominated the ancient world. Yet, the seeds of Roman republicanism were sown during a period when Rome itself was ruled by kings, many of whom were of Etruscan origin. This period of Etruscan rule, while relatively brief, left an enduring mark on Roman political institutions, shaping the very structures that would define the Roman Republic. The Etruscans, organized into a loose confederation of city-states, each ruled by a king, introduced the concept of kingship to the Romans. These Etruscan kings, often depicted wearing elaborate robes and holding symbols of power, brought with them a tradition of centralized authority and a hierarchical social structure that differed from the more egalitarian traditions of early Roman society. Under Etruscan rule, Rome underwent a period of significant growth and development. The Etruscan kings expanded the city's territory, constructed impressive public works such as the Cloaca Maxima, a massive sewer system that drained the Roman Forum, and established trade links with other cities in Italy and beyond. However, the rule of the Etruscan kings was not without its challenges. The Romans, fiercely independent and wary of absolute power, chafed under the rule of foreign kings. The expulsion of the last Etruscan king, Tarquinius Superbus, in 509 BCE marked a turning point in Roman history, ushering in the Roman Republic and its rejection of monarchy. Weaving Etruscan threads into the Roman fabric. The Etruscan influence on Rome extended far beyond politics, architecture, and religion. The Romans assimilated Etruscan customs and beliefs into their society. Latin bears traces of Etruscan influence in vocabulary and pronunciation. Words related to chariot racing and religious practices have Etruscan roots. Etruscan fashion and adornment influenced Roman clothing. The Roman toga was adapted from the Etruscan tabenna. Etruscan jewelry influenced Roman designs and techniques, Roman superstitions and beliefs about the gods bear Etruscan traces. Both cultures placed great importance on divination and omens. Section 1. The Etruscan Sunset. The sun began to set on the Etruscan world as the Roman eagle soared ever higher. By the 3rd century BCE, the once powerful Etruscan cities, weakened by internal strife and facing the relentless advance of the Roman legions, succumbed one by one to their ambitious neighbors to the south. The Etruscans, once masters of central Italy, found themselves gradually absorbed into the expanding Roman Republic, their political autonomy eroded, their culture subsumed into the burgeoning Roman identity. The reasons for the Etruscan decline were complex and multifaceted. Internal divisions between the independent Etruscan city-states hindered their ability to present a united front against the growing threat from Rome. Economic competition with the Greeks in the south and the Gauls in the north further weakened their position. And the Romans, with their disciplined armies, strategic brilliance and insatiable appetite for conquest, proved to be a formidable adversary. The Romanization of Etruria was a gradual process marked by both assimilation and resistance. Etruscan elites, eager to maintain their status and influence, often adopted Roman customs, language and names, integrating themselves into the Roman power structure. The Etruscan language, once spoken throughout central Italy, gradually gave way to Latin, its use confined to religious rituals and funerary inscriptions. Yet the Etruscan spirit, their artistic sensibility and their unique cultural identity proved remarkably resilient. Even as their political independence waned, their influence continued to resonate through Roman art, architecture, and religious practices, demonstrating the enduring power of cultural exchange and the complex legacy of conquered peoples. Section 2. A legacy reclaimed. For centuries, the Etruscans remained shrouded in mystery, their story overshadowed by the grandeur of their Roman successors. The Renaissance, with its insatiable thirst for classical knowledge, sparked a renewed interest in the ancient world, but it was not until the 18th and 19th centuries that scholars began to systematically excavate Etruscan sites and study their artifacts with scientific rigor. These early pioneers of Etruscology faced a daunting task. The Etruscan language, largely undeciphered, presented a formidable barrier to understanding their written records. The Romans, while indebted to the Etruscans in many ways, had also actively suppressed aspects of Etruscan culture, leaving behind a historical record often fragmented and biased. Undeterred, scholars painstakingly pieced together the fragments of Etruscan civilization, deciphering inscriptions, analyzing artistic motifs, and reconstructing their history from the remnants of their cities and tombs. The discovery of intact tombs, such as the regolini-galassi tomb at Cerveteri, yielded a treasure trove of artifacts, shedding light on Etruscan art, burial practices, and beliefs about the afterlife. The study of the Etruscans has not been without its controversies and challenges. The scarcity of written records and the inherent biases of the available evidence have led to differing interpretations of their origins, social structures, and religious beliefs. Yet, with each new discovery, each inscription deciphered, each artifact analyzed, the Etruscans emerge from the shadows of history, their voices gradually becoming clearer, their story regaining its rightful place in the narrative of Western civilization. Section 3. Echoes in the present. Today, the legacy of the Etruscans continues to captivate and inspire. Their cities and necropolises stand as silent witnesses to their former grandeur, drawing visitors eager to marvel at their artistry and unravel their mysteries. The Etruscan legacy extends beyond museums and archaeological sites. Their influence can be felt in the Italian language and architecture. It shapes the modern landscape and the Italian passion for art and celebration. The Etruscans remind us that history is a complex tapestry woven from countless cultures. Their legacy lives on, inspiring wonder about the rich tapestry of human history.